Hello everybody, how are we doing today? I'm back for another UNPL game. This week is versus Curt. Overall, I felt pretty good about this matchup going in. I felt real good about this matchup going in. I thought Chin Pao and Lando looked really good. I brought kind of like a cool Lando set this week. I was like, I have like a good record, so I'm like, I can kind of go kind of crazy with the prep and start trying to have some fun. So I decided to bring Mirror Herb this week for the gouging. I decided I'm going to lead Quack, because I'm like, he's probably just going to lead Threads, or the Yama, because I kind of want to try to bait in the Slowking. Kind of just like try to force it in, a little early. So I'm just gonna, my lead plan was with the banded Quack, or not banded, but muscle band, just kind of like hit whatever in front of me. I brought like a mono win cons this week plus Shaman. So I see lead Hariyama, and I'm like, alright, so he definitely led this just so I couldn't lead Pao and just start like obliterating the team. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, alright, well this is like a pretty free Necro. I was a little scared of this thing in prep because I was like, you know, it could go kind of hard. Guts facade on this guy. This guy hits like a truck. So I brought that's why I brought the helmet Necro, because I'm like, if I had to bring helmet Necro, this thing's like never an issue. So I'm like, yep, frame one, click the Necro. I'm like, yep, I knew I was gonna go Necro here. I go Necro, and I'm like, okay. And he shows Zen, and I'm like, oh, he's Zen. Huh. And I didn't really expect him to click Zen there, because I thought my Quack walled him. I just U-turned to see if I could, get catch this Slowking. So I just get free rock. I get rocks up here. He goes Dash Gun, and I'm like, okay. I love this thing's cry, by the way. It's so cute. And I just get rocks up. I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna get a nice knock chip here in case he wants to go Slowking and pivot around. He has to get some knock chip. I see Play Rough come out, and I'm like, oh, interesting. Decides to hit me there. I'm like, okay, no yawn. I see red card, and I'm like, oh, that's why you went into this. Because he was trying to red card out like a setup Necro. I'm like, huh. I'm just gonna knock again. I'm gonna see if you're gonna switch. I see Wish come out, and I'm like, okay. So I see two moves on this. I assume his last two are like Protect Yawn. Like whatever. This is just kind of like I don't really have any reason to switch, and my opponent doesn't have any reason to switch. So I'm just gonna keep knocking just to see if what I can catch. I don't really feel the need to switch here. Not on this, because this thing's like not a big enough threat for me to switch. I crit there with the knockoff. Totally mattered, by the way. Totally mattered. That was a pretty huge crit. I wishes again, of course. So this is gonna be a stalemate. I don't really care. I can just keep staying in here. But so I know by this point I already kind of like logged it that this isn't yawn, because he would have clicked it by now clearly. So I don't exactly know what this thing's last move is. So I'm just like, I see Threads come in here. I'm like, he's definitely just gonna try to spin off these rocks. I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I had EP. Like, Earth Power just like this, and I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. So I think this is like booster speed. Nah, it's booster attack, and I'm like, huh. Okay. He got the wish, and I'm just like, okay. Well, I know it's not Guts Hariyama, right? I know that for a fact. I know this guy probably isn't that big of a threat, because I look at the damage, and I'm like, that's not a lot. Not at all. I'm just gonna Photon Geyser. Because when this guy is out the way, it makes the matchup a little easier. For Shaman and stuff when this guy's out the way. I wasn't really too concerned about it. He spins off the rocks, so I'm like, okay. I was kind of just like focused on killing this thing. Because I have Photon Geyser here. I should have threw the rocks back up, TBH. I think that would have been a really good play just to throw the rocks back up. Because I see he could Iron Head there, and I'm like, okay. This is a Photon. So I'm like, I kill him next turn. Pretty sure. So then I'm just like, alright, Photon here. Pretty sure I kill. Then I don't kill, and I'm like, I guess I should have rocked. And I'm like, well, I know I can get this Necrozma back up later. So I'm just gonna pivot my Shaman here, who I don't really need. They bench. I forgot what I had Shaman for. This is a Spadef Shaman. I forgot what I brought this for, but they benched it. Whatever I brought this for originally, I had benched it. They benched it, and it doesn't really matter the HP on this guy because this thing's Healing Wish anyway. So I'm not exactly concerned with keeping the Shaman at like 100 HP. I was like 100% okay with this. So my expected line here was always for Gouging Fire to come in on the Shaman. I knew it was gonna always come in on this because Shaman can't really touch it. So I'm like, alright, no, this is where Lando's time gets to shine. And I just go Lando here, and I'm just like, alright, I know he's either DDing or Flare Blitzing. And I'm like, alright, come on, DD. I want to see DD here. I want to see DD here. I'm like, oh, he's Clan. Oh, and I see the DD, and I'm like, yes, alright. Lando sweep time. I have bulk up here, and originally my plan was if I had intimidated it, because I expected it to be boots gouging. If I had intimidated this, I was just gonna bulk up in its face. As you see, I'm also outraged. I'm also outraged. I can't because I hadn't seen an item, but I saw he wasn't boots. I was gonna click outrage because I'm like, he's probably Shaka. So then she shows a Blazing Bulwark, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, damn, I should have bulked up. I should have greedy bulked up. I didn't want to bulk up in front of this. In case he, like... So, one of the things that could have potentially have, like, killed me was, like, Flare Blitz crit. Or, like, he Flare Blitz and then he burned me. It was really, really bad. I didn't really want to play around with this because it's at neutral. It's at +1. So, I didn't really want to play around with the gouging too much. I'm pretty sure I do die for 2 Flare Blitz from here. So, I don't want to bulk up. Retrospective bulk up was probably the play there, but I didn't really need to play extremely greedy. At least at this point in time, because this Lando's already like pretty up, and he's guaranteed to get a kill or two here. If it doesn't already just sweep, like in my mind, I sweep here. But if it doesn't get a kill or more, like he's gonna get at least 1 kill, and if it doesn't get any more, it's fine because my opponent would already be down 2-6. So I see Slowking comes in, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Cool, Slowking's gone. And I'm like, what's even gonna come out next? Alright, so Daxman comes back in. And I'm like, okay. I think I just win here. And like EQ, it lives surprisingly, and then he roars me out, and I'm like, oh, huh. But then in my head, I'm like, he has Hariyama left, gouging left. So I actually got roared into like, I actually wanted, when I was thinking about this, and I'm like, huh. And I would nasty plotted here because, in all honesty, it's probably just going to click Roar or Wish. That's what I thought. It's going to click Roar or Wish. And I really wasn't too concerned because my opponent's already down, like, 4-6. And if he switches like he did here, this was an insane... it was a really good play for my part. If he had switched. Hariyama comes in, I'm like, this is probably AV. But, funny enough, so I saw that he was Zen earlier. I'm assuming he's fighting move plus knockoff. So that means his last move is Ice Punch. Because if he wasn't Ice Punch right here, if he had showed me that he's because I'm going to Nasty Plot again here, because I don't think he's Bullet Punch. I'm convinced he's not Bullet Punch because he already showed me Zen. So if he showed me that he was bullet punch, what I was going to do is I was going to go hard back into Lando and click bulk up. Because from this position right here, if he wasn't ice punch, Lando came back in and swept through his entire team. He couldn't do anything about it because Dash one doesn't eat. This is walled by it, or he's walled by Chen Pao, or he was walled by this. So in any case, this play wasn't that bad. Not at all. And then I'm just gonna Draining Kiss this for everything back because this is a bulky Spectre. I know I said quotation marks bulky. This Spectre also could have been whatchamacallit, Culberberry. So like, that's okay. Oh, you know what he had? He had that I think he bet Mandibuzz. It was Mandibuzz. That's why I was Lumberry, because I know Mandibuzz gets toxic this gen. And instead of playing the 50-50 game with it, I would just kind of try to taunt Draining Kiss through it. Or just like a Nasty Plot Draining Kiss through it, and then not have to worry about the toxic and eat one with this. Or just healing wish it back up later. Which was my game plan. Now that I'm remembering what it was. So Spectre gets 1 kill here. Spectre's in a pretty good position at +5 right now. Because Daxman dies, Gouging will die to Shadow Ball from here. So he has to go Reggie. But Reggie can't 1v1 this. Because it's slow start, yeah. And because I'm already so set up. And the other reason I Nasty Plotted earlier was because if he went into Reggie Gigas, I was just walled. I needed to be at +2 to potentially 1v1 the Reggie from there. Because if he had went Reggie, I was also just going to Nasty Plot in his face. Because I would have been able to Draining Kiss through it from that position. So I had to Nasty Plot over Taunt in case he had switched. Which was fine, because if he had roared again, I didn't really lose anything. And from this position, Spectre just wins. I mean, it wins bar no crit. But even if he did crit me, Lando and Quack were both in prime positions to sweep through the rest of his team. Same with Chen Pao. Yeah, once he lost, what's his face? Once he lost the Slow King, he was like a really uphill battle. Because all I needed to do was get the Lando in on one of his more passive guys, like this guy or the Daxman, and the game was pretty much over. Ban Spectre, by the way. Spectre, top tier Pokemon. This thing is insane with D-Kiss. I've seen people talk about this guy being banned. Where is he in Swish? In like Swish 8-on? Because usually in tours and Swish, they'll allow Spectre. I always see people complain about it because I've seen this thing go like round 1 so many times in these things. So like every time I would play a Spectre in Swish tours, I'm like, dang. I hate Spectre. This guy is so broken. And now in Gen 9, he decided to buff Spectre and give it D-Kiss. What the hell? What the hell? Why'd they give it D-Kiss? Next gen, this guy's gonna get like fucking Focus Blast. That's 100% accurate. But Gouging goes down, and then the last one is Daxman, and the game is over. GG's to my opponent. Fun week this week. I had a little fun with the prep. Overall, I think I just brought the Pokemon I most normally bring. Maybe one of these, maybe another day, Miss Drivas will come to another game. We'll have to see. But overall, wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. I think my opponent prepped pretty decently. Him showing me that he was Zen turn 1 really helped me out a lot in figuring out what his Hariyama was. Just because, like, logically, he definitely knock fighting move. So it was just determining whether he was Ice Punch or Bullet Punch last move, and I opted that. He probably opts to hit the Lando over Bullet Punch, which doesn't hit anything super effective on my team. GG, well played to my opponent. I wish him the best of luck in his future seasons. And yeah, Sector just swept because I made a very greedy read, and it worked out perfect in my favor because he did one of the 3 things I expected him to do, being either wish or switch, or just hit the Spectre. GG, well played.